Good day, everyone. We are from Group 9, and today we are going to learn another topic in Lesson 5, which is the becoming information users. But before that, allow me first to introduce myself as well as my group members for this course. I am Gelmarie Dungog. We have also here Grace Escuyos, April Daisy Lacuña, and Joanna Ralota. So now, let me ask you, what do you mean by information users? So information users are individuals who use information for different reasons, like reading news, doing research, studying, or making decisions. They will get information from books, websites, social media, and other sources. So the next slide is digital literacy. So digital literacy refers to the ability to find, evaluate, utilize, share, and create content using digital technologies and communication platforms. So we have here the 4 competencies for digital literacy. We have the SSCC acronym. S stands for search, and the second S stands for sort, C stands for create, and the last C stands for communicate. So let's go to the first competency. We have the search. So students access the specific information and develop a broad overview of the topic. So I know that we already know how to use this search engine, especially in today's generation, which is the 21st century. We always use Google or the Google app, and it is part of our learning and teaching process. So as you can see in the picture here, it shows the Google app, which is the search engine where we can search information, something like, for example, our assignments. And we can also search for some research or resources for our teaching and learning. Or maybe something we look for an answer, and we are just going to input or type the keywords in the search engine, and it will provide us the relevant information that we need. So the best example of the search is a student might use search engines like Google, as what I've said, to find specific information such as searching for their assignments, researching a topic for a school project, or looking up instructions or answers for something. Next is we have sort. Students classify the information in order to make connections and determine relevant versus irrelevant information for their purpose. So when we say sort, it means the arrangement of data in a prescribed sequence. It arranges systematically and accordingly. So as you can see in the picture, it shows the search box, and the search box is where we input keywords, and it will provide us the relevant categories and the results. The best example is someone researching a topic may sort through different articles, books, or websites to identify the most relevant and reliable sources of information. They might organize their findings by categorizing them based on the relevance, credibility, or the specific aspects they cover. The next competency is create. So students use the information to create a clear product that organizes and demonstrates their learning. So the best example of create is when a student writing a research paper might create their own analysis or synthesis of information gathered from various sources. So they may create charts, graphs, or presentations to illustrate their findings and support their arguments. And the last competency is communicate. So students share with the community the knowledge they have learned through the products they have made. In this step, students help others understand the connections and conclusions that they have made throughout the process of using the information. So the best example are those professionals might communicate information through presentations, reports, or emails to colleagues or clients. So they may share insights, recommendations, or updates based on their analysis of information. Similarly, individuals might communicate information through social media platforms, blogs, or online forums to share their thoughts, experiences, or knowledge with others. So these activities demonstrate how people or individuals engage with information in different ways as they search, sort, create, and communicate to become informed users. So I believe as our society continues to depend more and more on information, we as future educators need to make sure that our students become good users of the information they encounter throughout their life. So to do this, they must be able to search the information, sort the relevant information from the irrelevant, create a product using the information found, and communicate the connections found in the information. So again, don't forget the SSCC competencies in digital literacy. We have the search, sort, create, and communicate. And I guess that would be all for my part. And let me give this virtual floor to Miss Grace Escuyos for the next topic.
Okay, so good day everyone. Today I will be talking about the online education and emergency remote teaching. So what are the difference between the two? So online learning refers to instruction that is delivered electronically through various multimedia and internet platforms and applications. While emergency remote teaching, it is the temporary shift from face-to-face instruction to online teaching due to extenuating circumstances such as the pandemic. It involves the use of fully remote teaching solutions for instruction or education that would otherwise be delivered face-to-face or as blended or hybrid courses, and that will return to that format once the crisis or emergency has abated. So now, going back to online learning, it is used interchangeably with other terms such as web-based learning, e-learning, computer-assisted learning, and internet-based learning. So web-based learning, it is often called online learning or e-learning because it includes online course content. Discussions, forums via email, video conferencing, live lectures, or video streaming are all possible through the web. Web-based courses may also provide static pages such as printed course materials. Next is the e-learning. It is also known as electronic learning or online learning. It is the delivery of learning and training through digital resources. Third is the computer-assisted instruction. So it refers to the use of the computer as a tool to facilitate and improve instruction. And last is the internet-based learning, which refers to the instruction that is delivered electronically through various multimedia and internet platforms and applications. So in summary, while both online teaching and emergency remote teaching involve the use of digital tools for education, online teaching is a planned and intentional approach, whereas emergency remote teaching is just a temporary response to unexpected disruptions. So one of the most comprehensive summaries of research on online learning comes from the book Learning Online: What Research Tells Us About Whether, When, and How. So in this book, the authors identify 9 dimensions each of which has numerous options highlighting the complexity of the design and decision-making process. So the 9 dimensions are modality, pacing, student-instructor ratio, pedagogy, instructor role online, student role online, online communication, synchrony, role of assessments, and source of feedback. So first, let's talk about the modality. So as you can see in the PowerPoint presentation, it talks about fully online. So meaning to say all instructional activities including lectures, assignments, and assessments are conducted over the internet. So there is no requirement for students to be physically present on a campus. So this modality is often used in a distance education or online degree programs. Next is the blended over 50% online, meaning to say it is also known as a hybrid model. So this modality combines both online and in-person elements. More than half of the course content and activities are delivered online, while the remaining portion involves face-to-face interactions. So this approach allows for flexibility while still incorporating some traditional classroom elements. Third is the blended 25 to 50% online. Similar to the previous category, this modality involves a mix of online and in-person components. However, a smaller portion, between 25% and 50%, of the course content is delivered online, with the majority of the instruction taking place in a physical room setting. So in this modality, traditional face-to-face instruction is the primary mode of delivery, but the course may incorporate web-based tools or online resources to enhance the learning experience. So this approach aims to supplement in-person interactions with online resources. Next is the instructor role online. So first is the active instruction online. So in this scenario, the instructor is actively engaged in online teaching. So this may involve regular communication with students through discussion forums, live virtual sessions, providing feedback on assignments, and actively participating in the online learning environment. So active instruction online implies that the instructor is proactively involved in facilitating the learning process and supporting students in the virtual space. Next is the small presence online. This suggests that the instructor has a limited but noticeable presence in the online environment. While they may not be as actively involved as in the active instruction online scenario, they still participate to some extent. So this could involve periodic check-ins, responding to student inquiries, or providing key updates. So the level of engagement is less intensive compared to active instruction, but still it is a deliberate and observable presence. Third is the none. So this indicates that the instructor has no or very minimal presence in the online learning environment. There might be no direct interaction with students online, and the course materials and assessments are provided without active involvement from the instructor. So this approach is less interactive and may rely more on self-directed learning. Next is the pacing. So first is self-paced or open entry and exit. So in self-paced learning models, students have the flexibility to progress through the material at their own speed. They can enter the course at any time and can take as much time as they need to complete it. There are no fixed deadlines, allowing learners to tailor their study schedule to their individual needs. So in this approach, it is well suited for independent learners who prefer flexibility in their learning journey. Next is the class-paced. So in a class-paced model, all students progress through the course content together according to a predefined schedule set by the instructor or the institution. There are fixed deadlines for assignments, assessments, and other course activities. So this structured approach ensures that all students are on the same timeline, promoting a sense of community and facilitating synchronized discussions and activities. Third is the class-paced with some self-paced. So this model combines elements of both class-paced and self-paced learning. While there is an overall class schedule with deadlines for certain activities, there may be certain components or modules where students have the flexibility to work at their own pace. So this hybrid approach allows for some customization and accommodates different learning speeds and preferences while maintaining a structured overall course progression. Next is the student role online. So first is listen or read. So this refers to the passive consumption of information. Students may be required to listen to recorded lectures, podcasts, or audio content, or they may need to read text, articles, or other written materials. This mode of learning is common for introducing new concepts or providing background information. Next is the complete problems or answers questions. So this involves active participation where students apply their knowledge by solving problems or responding to questions. This could include completing assignments, quizzes, or assessments that require critical thinking and application of the learned material. Third is the explore simulation and resources. So in this, students engage in hands-on interactive learning by exploring simulations, virtual labs, or other online resources. So this allows them to gain practical experience or a deeper understanding of concepts in a simulated environment. And it's a more experiential and interactive aspect of online learning. Next is to collaborate with peers. So in this approach, it is all about the collaboration, which is an important component of online learning. So students may be required to work with their peers through online discussion forums, group projects, or collaborative platforms. So this fosters a sense of community and provides opportunities for sharing perspectives and learning from one another. So next is the student-instructor ratio. So first is less than 35:1. So this ratio indicates that there are fewer than 35 students per instructor. So a lower student-instructor ratio often suggests a smaller class size, allowing for more personalized attention, increased interaction between students and instructors, and potentially a more individualized learning experience. So next is 36 to 99 to 1. So in this ratio, there are 36 to 99 students per instructor. So while the class size is larger compared to the first category, it still allows for a moderate level of interaction between students and instructors. So this range, commonly found in various educational settings, and the level of personal attention may depend on instructional strategies and the nature of the course. Next is the 100 to 999 to 1. So this range indicates a larger class size with 100 to 99 students per 999 students per instructor. So in such cases, personalized attention may be more challenging and interaction may be more structured through lectures, discussion forums, and other group-based activity. So the educational approach may need to incorporate strategies to manage a larger student population. So next is greater than 1,000 to 1. So a instructor ratio exceeding 1,000 to 1 signifies a very large class size. So in such situations, individualized attention becomes more limited, and interactions between students and instructors may be primarily through mass communication methods. Large lecture halls and online platforms are examples where such ratios might be encountered. Next is the online communication synchrony. So first is the asynchronous only. So in asynchronous communication model, participants engage with the learning materials and communicate with each other at different times. So There is no real-time interaction. Communication is not bound by a specific schedule, so students can access course content, discussions, and assignments at their own convenience. This approach provides flexibility for learners who may have varying schedules. Next is the synchronous only. So in the synchronous communication model, participants engage with the learning materials and communicate with each other in real time. This often involves scheduled activities such as live lectures, video conferences, or chat sessions where all participants are present simultaneously. So synchronous communication promotes immediate interaction and allows for instant feedback. And last is some blend of both. So this model combines asynchronous and synchronous communication methods. So some interactions and activities occur in real time while others are designed to be accessed at the participants' convenience. So this hybrid approach aims to provide a balance between the flexibility of asynchronous communication and the immediacy of synchronous communication. So it caters to diverse learning preferences and accommodates participants with varying schedules. Next is the pedagogy. So first is the expository. So this is when a teacher explains information to students in a straightforward way, like a lecture or a presentation. So expository is a one-way communication where the teacher shares knowledge with the students. Next is the practice. So in this method, students actively engage with the content through exercises, drills, or problems. It's about applying what they've learned to practice and reinforce their understanding. Third is the exploratory. So this involves allowing students to investigate and discover concepts or ideas on their own. So they might conduct experiments, research, or explore resources to deepen their understanding through their own exploration and curiosity. Fourth is the collaborative. So this method emphasizes that working together with peers to learn and solve problems. So students collaborate on projects, discuss ideas, and share perspectives, fostering teamwork and communication skills. So each of these methods serves different purposes and can be effective in different learning contexts. So effective teaching often involves a mix of these approaches tailored to the subject matter and the needs of the students. Next is the source of feedback. So first is the automated. So this type of feedback comes from computer programs or systems. It's generated automatically based on the student's work or responses. So one of the example of this is the Google form. For example, like quizzes or online assessment that may be provided automated feedback on correctness or completion. Second is the teacher. So this feedback comes directly from the teacher. So teacher reviews and assess students' work, providing comments, corrections, or guidance to help them understand and improve. Third is the peers. So this feedback comes from classmates or peers. So students share their work with each other and provide comments, suggestions, or opinions. Peer feedback can offer different perspectives and insight. And last is the role of online assessment. So first is determine if student is ready for the next content. So online assessments help figure out if a student understands the current material well enough to move on to the next topic. It checks if they're ready for more advanced lessons. Second is tell system how to support the students or adaptive instruction. So assessments inform the system about the student's strengths and weaknesses. So this information helps the system provide customized or adaptive instruction, tailoring learning experiences to suit individual needs. Third is provide student or teacher with information about learning state. So assessments give feedback to both students and teachers about how well the student is doing. So this information helps guide further learning and teaching strategies. Fourth is the input to grade. So assessments contribute to the student's overall grade. So they reflect the student's performance and understanding of the material. And fifth is the assessments identify students at risk of failure. So assessments can flag students who may be struggling or at risk of not succeeding. So this helps in early identification, allowing for timely intervention and support. So in summary, online assessments serve multiple purposes, from gauging readiness for new content to informing teaching strategies, providing feedback, contributing to grades, and identifying students who might need additional help. So these sources of feedback play a role in helping students learn and improve their understanding of the material.
So good day everyone, I am Joanna, Ralota, and now let's talk about the statement of Joshua Turns. So in the statement, the online model emphasizes an interactive learning environment designed to stimulate dialogue between instructor and students and among students themselves. So in Joshua Stern's statement, he highlights how the online learning model prioritizes creating an engaging educational atmosphere where interaction is a key. Unlike traditional methods, online learning encourages active participation not just from the instructor but also among students. So this means that students are not passive recipients of information but rather active contributors to their own learning journey. So through various tools and platforms such as discussion forums, video conferencing, or collaborative projects, the students are encouraged to engage in meaningful dialogue with both their peers and instructors. So this emphasis on interaction fosters a dynamic exchange of ideas, facilitates deeper understanding, and cultivates a sense of community within the online classroom. So now let's have the second statement. So according to Hodge and Moore, the well-planned online learning experiences are meaningfully different from courses offered online in response to a crisis or disaster. So in this statement, when it comes to online education, there's a big difference between classes that are carefully prepared in advance and those that are quickly put together during emergencies. So the ones that are well planned ahead of time are designed with more care and attention to detail, so which usually leads to better learning outcomes for students. So on the other hand, courses created in response to a crisis or disaster to tend to be rushed and may not be as effective for learning. So now let's talk about creating a community of learning. So an environment where students feel supported, respected, and engaged. To implement this, consider incorporating cooperative learning activities into your lessons, such as group discussions, peer tutoring sessions, or a collaborative project. So example is that imagine biology class. We're studying ecosystems, so the teacher could organize a project where the students work in small groups to design and build their own mini ecosystems or like aquariums. So each group will be responsible for researching different components of an ecosystem such as plants, animals, or like environmental to collaboratively plan and set up their ecosystem. So this collaborative learning experience not only enhances students of their understanding of ecosystem, but also to fosters a sense of collaborations and shared responsibility of community within the classroom. So now let's talk about the learning within communities of practice. So it states that it is a social learning process that occurs when people share ideas, strategies, opinions, determine solutions, solve problems, and build innovations. So these people have to collaborate over an extended time. So this learning with a community of practice is like a group of students coming together regularly to work on a project or solve problems. Like for example, a group of students who are all passionate about robotics. So where they share ideas and brainstorm new designs that they develop deep understanding of robotics. So through their interactions with each other, these collaborative learning environments allow them to collectively build their skills and knowledge in robotics. So it was leading to greater innovation for mastery of the subject.
A community of practice tends to encourage every member to take responsibility for information sharing and problem solving, to develop their personal identities in the community, and to foster unification of the community, as described by Yang 2009. In building a community of practice, the following is important. Frequent communication. The teacher must send welcome message, weekly or quarterly follow-up, or even due dates must be constantly communicated through email or in the discussion board or forum or in other form. So in here, the teacher helps students feel supported and keeps everyone on track with their work. Videos. The Blackboard modules must be full of videos, articles, assignments, and Google Slides so that the learners can view videos as needed. So having all these things in the modules makes it easy for students to access everything they need to learn. They can watch videos, read articles, do assignments, and review Google Slides whenever they want. Flipgrid. With Flipgrid in the discussion board, students get to communicate. So meaning, students can talk to each other and their teacher. Interact. So when we say interact, they can also participate in activities or games that the teacher sets up. Share ideas or opinions. So it means that they can share their own ideas, opinions, and experiences with their classmates, and can also put their face in the screen. So when we say this, it helps them feel more connected, like they're in the same room together. Zoom. This offers a more online face-to-face setting. This means students can have conversations with each other and the teacher, just like they would in a classroom, to discuss any assignments, queries, topics, and expectations. They can also share about what they expect from the class or what they hope to achieve, as well as provides learner to share her or his idea about the topics discussed. So they can also talk about their opinions, experiences, and anything else they want to share with the class. Zoom has the ability to record the session. The participants are also given time to react to each topic. Zepner and Liston 1996, as cited in Young 2009, a community of practice will enable teachers to 1. Examine and attempt to resolve their teaching problems, 2. Realize their teaching beliefs and goals, and 3. Take responsibility for their professional development through continual participation in the community. The development of online communities of practice provides better opportunities to learners and teachers in that digital world.
Overall, this lesson underscores the important components of becoming information users and the models for information usage, intensifying the significance of accountability. And that would be all for our group. Thank you and God bless.